The unholy sacrifice, the tragic murder of a beloved Baltimore church member. The holy grounds of a church are meant to provide a sanctuary of peace, reflection, and safety for its congregation. But for one church in Baltimore, it became a place of tragedy and horror when a beloved member lost her life at the hands of a day laborer. What could have driven someone to commit such a heinous act in the house of God? And how did the community come together to mourn the loss of a woman who dedicated her life to serving others? This is the heartbreaking story of the murder of Evalyn Player and the impact it had on her family and the Southern Baptist Church in East Baltimore. Welcome to AF Crime, the channel that brings you fascinating crimes all around the world. If you're interested in this kind of content, then this channel is for you. Make sure to like this video, click on the subscribe button, and turn on the notification bell to keep you updated on our recent uploads. Now, let's dig into the video and uncover the truth of the Baltimore church member's death. Evalyn Player, a 69-year-old beloved church member, was found stabbed to death in a bathroom inside East Baltimore's Southern Baptist Church on November 16, 2021. The community was left in shock as Player was known to be a dedicated member of the church and had volunteered her time every day. She'd been a member of the church for 50 years, said Pastor Dante Hickman. The murder took place in the house of God, and it was hard to believe that such a horrific crime could happen in a place of worship. Player arrived at the church at around 6 a.m. to let in the day laborers who were assisting in renovating the church. Less than an hour later, she was found dead in the bathroom. City and state leaders were shocked by the crime and asked for help in finding Player's killer. Baltimore Mayor Brandon Scott expressed his condolences to Player's family and friends, saying, "Her family is 4 generations strong at Southern, and all of our hearts should be with them. This is not okay. None of us should be okay." On December 1st, law enforcement arrested Manzie Smith Jr., a day laborer who had been charged with first-degree murder. Smith's defense attorney, Warren Brown, says that his client suffers from significant mental health issues, such as delusional thoughts and schizophrenia. Brown says that Smith doesn't have any recollection of the events that led to Player's death. During the investigation, investigators discovered defensive wounds on Player's body, according to a charging document obtained by the Baltimore Sun. The document also stated that DNA evidence was recovered from the scene and from Player's body, which matched Smith's profile in the state's DNA database. However, the document did not list any other evidence or witness corroboration. The murder of Evalyn Player was a devastating loss to the community, and it is a chilling reminder that violence can happen anywhere, even in a place of worship. The Southern Baptist Church has been a pillar of the community for over a century, and Player's murder has left the church and the community in shock. Player was a devoted member of the church and had been a member for 5 decades. She had dedicated her life to helping others, and her death was a significant loss to the community. Her death has left many wondering how such a terrible act could have happened in a church that was meant to be a sanctuary for all. The investigation into Player's death has brought to light some troubling issues. The fact that a day laborer was able to gain access to the church raises questions about the safety and security of the church. The church has stated that they plan to improve their security measures to ensure that nothing like this ever happens again. Player's murder has also raised concerns about mental health and the lack of resources available for those who need them. Smith's defense attorney has stated that his client suffers from significant mental health issues, and it is clear that Smith was in desperate need of help. This tragedy could have been prevented if Smith had received the mental health support he needed. The loss of Evalyn Player has left a void in the Southern Baptist Church and the community as a whole. Her dedication to helping others will always be remembered, and her tragic death serves as a reminder that we must do better as a society to protect the most vulnerable among us. In addition, the murder of Evalyn Player was a tragic event that has left the Southern Baptist Church and the community in shock. The loss of such a dedicated member of the church has left many wondering how such a terrible act could have happened in a place of worship. In the aftermath of the tragedy, many people were left wondering how this could have happened. Why would someone murder a kind and gentle woman in a church bathroom? While the investigation did not provide any clear answers, some speculated that the crime was the result of a botched robbery attempt. Others suggested that Smith may have been motivated by anger or resentment towards the church or its members. Regardless of the motive, The murder of Evalyn Player was a tragic and senseless act of violence that left many people reeling. The Southern Baptist Church community was devastated by the loss of one of its most beloved members, and the wider Baltimore community was left wondering what could be done to prevent similar crimes from happening in the future. As the investigation continued, Smith remained in custody awaiting trial. His attorney maintained that he was not criminally responsible for his actions, but the evidence against him suggests otherwise. The people of Baltimore continued to mourn the loss of Evalyn Player and to grapple with the shock and horror of the crime that had taken place in their community. On the other hand, her daughter, Alethea Finch, was left shattered and broken. In an emotional outburst, Finch expressed her disbelief and heartbreak over the senseless killing of her mother. "It's unbelievable that someone came in and hurt her," she said, her voice trembling with grief. She went on to describe her mother as a loving, kind-hearted woman who was deeply committed to her faith. "She was a God-fearing woman who lived her life with compassion and grace," Finch said. She was also there for her family and friends, and she never hesitated to lend a helping hand. But on that faithful day, Player's kindness proved fatal. She had volunteered to pick up a shift at the church to help a friend in need. Because her friend needed help, that's what she did, Finch said. She offered her hand and went to help her friend. Little did she know that this simple act of kindness would lead to her untimely death. As she went about her duties, a brutal assailant lurked in the shadows waiting for the opportune moment to strike, and when the moment arrived, he struck with deadly force, leaving Player to die alone and in agony. For Finch, the news of her mother's murder was a gut-wrenching blow. It's one thing when your parent passed, it's another to know that someone intentionally took their life, she said. To know that my mother died at the hands of a heartless killer is too much to bear. But what made the tragedy even more unbearable for Finch was the fact that it happened in a place that was supposed to be safe and sacred. "I would have never thought a place as sacred as a church would be the same place where my mother would lose her life," she said, her voice choking with tears. "It's upsetting. It's disturbing that you are not even safe in a church." The pain and grief that Finch felt was shared by all those who knew and loved Player. "Whoever did this shattered my heart into a million pieces," she said. "They will never understand what they did to my family, me, my son, and the rest of her loved ones and church family because they loved her." In the end, the murder of Evalyn Player was a stark reminder of the dangers that can lurk even in the most unexpected places. It was a tragedy that took the Southern Baptist Church community and left a lasting impact on the wider Baltimore community. While justice was served with Smith's conviction, the memory of Evalyn Player and the pain of her loss will never be forgotten. AF Crime strives to bring you more such cases, so if you are interested, do subscribe to our channel where we bring you multiple videos per week. And don't forget to click on the bell icon to receive notification whenever we publish a new video. Till the next case, and thanks for watching.